My shout out this week is gonna go to Norman Powell of the Miami Heat. Currently he's averaging 25 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, 2.4 assists. He's shooting 50% from the field, and he's actually shooting 60% in effective field goal percentage. Um, and yeah, I mean, like he's a willing scorer. He loves to attack for a drive, and I mean, I think that's also with the new Miami Heat system. He's helped the Miami Heat become, well, I'll say a lot of the Heat's stats in comparison to a lot of other teams in the league because I feel like Norman Powell has contributed to this. So with the contributions of Norman Powell, the Heat are currently second in points per game in the league. They're fourth in the league in rebounds, third in the league in assists per game, and fifth in the league in 3-point field goal percentage. And I feel like Norman Powell has a lot to do with that. Last year, I remember actually seeing a podcast clip from a couple of my friends. Shout out Kobe, shout out MJ. You know, they're basically debating on if Bradley Beal was better than Norman Powell. And at the time, a lot of people were saying that Bradley Beal was miles ahead of Norman Powell. But again, like if you know basketball, you knew last year coming off the bench for the Clippers, Norman Powell was an elite six man. Even though he didn't play well in the playoffs, like a lot of people knew that that was like a very strong year for him since Toronto. And I mean, yeah, this is arguably one of his best seasons in the league. So that's why I wanted to give a shout out to Norman Powell.
Yeah, I think that's a really good shout out. He was playing at a really high level last year. He was almost an all-star. Going
Yeah,
into the season, I
yeah,
definitely would have said Norman Powell was better than Bradley Beal, but it made sense. What did they get back? They got back Collins for Powell, so you got like
yeah,
Collins
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Hmm.
you got back like Collins and Bill. Yeah, like yeah, that made sense at the time because like you would figure those two provide a little bit more depth than Norman Powell. But yeah, no, that was a really good shout out. He's been fantastic again this year, yet again raising an offense to a very high level, just like he did last year on the Clippers. I'm going to give my shout out to somebody that I've always thought was a good player, but I think that the perception of him before this year dropped a little bit too
Okay,
low.
I'm interested. I'm interested.